Hello, welcome to my tutorial on creating aluminum can butterflies. Here are some that I have created out of cans. These are actually magnets that I've made. As you can see. I've also made some that can go into plants with the wire. Just give you kind of an idea on what they look like. Here's a little fake plant, kind of show you how it sticks in there. All right, so we're gonna start, and you'll need flat sheets of aluminum cans. If you've watched my aluminum can basic series, you know how to cut and flatten the pieces already. You'll also need some butterfly images that you've printed out. Here are a few examples of that. Now, images like these, they're easy to find online, and you can enter any of these line items to find exactly what you need. You can type in butterfly vector, butterfly SVG, black and white butterfly, butterfly clip art. So I'm going to start with an image that I've already printed out, show you all the steps. So we've got this one. This one's a pretty basic butterfly. And I just get some sort of surface that I can tape on that is easy as far as making sure the tape's on good. I use clear packaging tape. So what I do is I cover the image with the tape. Now, once it's covered, you want to take something that is flat, kind of seal it on there real good, as such. Then you're just going to peel your image off. And you trim off that excess tape so it's not sticking to everything else. All right, and so we get our flat sheet of aluminum, and we want to use a surface. We can't use a hard surface. We want a somewhat porous surface. You can use any kind of junk cardboard. I wouldn't recommend using packaging cardboard because there are little lines that run through it that can pull up into your aluminum. So what we're going to do now is tape down our piece of aluminum so it doesn't move on us when we're trying to make this imprint. Nothing major. Then we will take just a few pieces to tape our image down. We don't have to press super hard to seal this into place. Just a few pieces around. I go through a lot of packaging tape. All right, so once you've got your image in place, you can use a ballpoint pen, any kind. I prefer to use these ball stylus pens. They come in different sizes as far as the ball tip, depending on how fat of a line you wish to have. We're just going to use this one today. And what you want to do is go around the outline with that ball tip. I mean, and you don't want to press too hard. You're going to be going over it anyway once we lift it up. go around. Now, I found that doing the antennas like it's shown on your image can be difficult unless it's a very large butterfly. So I have implemented my own antennas out of wire, which we'll get more into once we get past this. So I'm not concerned with outlining the antenna today. So once we've gone all the way around, make sure I have. Okay, then what we do is take this off our image, and we have an outline. Now, we haven't taken the tape off of here because what we want to do is go over this outline for a deeper indent. Just like so. And it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, so as you can see what I'm doing with that, I'm going over it once again, and I've got some sample pieces to show you what I've done. This was a piece that I did just with the butterfly image, and then I went over it like we were just doing now, and you can see the difference in the detail. Makes a big difference. Now here's an example of one I started painting. You don't want to cut it out yet. You want this space that you can tape down your image while you're painting it even, because it slips and it slides. So here's one that I was working on, that I was painting. Now it is actually ready to be cut out, bent, and then apply the antenna. So I'm going to show you once again. Now you know what I'm talking about with the antenna. You can see I used little wire. I will show you how to do all of that. And these look really cute in plants. They just stick right in. And another nice thing about it is you can do any design that you want to. Like going back to this one, I actually put on these dots, I put this tulip glow-in-the-dark paint. It looks really cool in the dark. Can't very well show you that right now, but it does. It looks really cool. It glows. So primarily what these lines are for is just guiding you as far as you're going to paint it. We've got one I started right here. It was this image I used. Traced it. And this is the image that I came up with. I did cut this one out in advance of painting it just to show you for this video. Then the next thing you want to do is do your outline. I like to use Sharpies. Sometimes I use paint pens. Not every kind of marker will adhere and stay. It sort of spreads out and doesn't really cling to the aluminum as well, but Sharpies are great. You may have to go over with your Sharpies. I'm going to say generally if it's a brand new Sharpie, one time will do, but I wanted to show you the difference here. This was Sharpie and how it's got a little gloss to it. And right here was one of my paint pens. It doesn't have that gloss. And this was a somewhat glossy paint pen in this area right here. So it's whatever the look you're going for. Now on this one, the antenna, they were kind of thick, so I went ahead and cut those out. Then you can just bend them any way you wish. But then you continue on with painting. And these happen to be the same as this orange one up here in the corner, this magnet. And this is how I've adhered the magnet. I like the thick ones. If you use that magnetic roll, that really thin magnet, it doesn't work so great. I get these thick, chunky ones at Walmart, and it's a really good deal. I get quite a few and see how thick they are. They really work well. And the way I adhere them, I always use my E6000. And once I have applied the glue to the magnets and set them generally, you know, about right here, I get something that has some weight to it. Like say I was going to glue these down with my E6000. It's always best you let it sit for a day, then you're good. Come back, check it. Probably not using a magnetic heavy thing. A tape roll dispenser, generally pretty heavy. You can use that, set it on there. I do the same then when I'm gluing on the magnets, if I'm going for a magnet. If I'm not doing a magnet, I use a wire. It can be this sort of wire, whatever you think looks good, or this thinner wire that's got material on it. I also have just the plain green wire. You can buy colored wire. And if you want to go for that spiral look on your butterfly like this, all you need to do is you can use a pen, you can use one of these flower sticks, a pencil, and just wrap it like so. You want to make sure your end's clear so you can slide it off. And there you go, snip it. You can use this part to adhere onto the butterfly as long as you want to make it. Now for the antennas, it's the same in theory. You can use a small stick, and you want to look close and see how they are kind of rolled right there to make it look somewhat like a butterfly. You can take a small stick and you just wrap it. You can even use a Q-tip. Just cut off the one end so you can slide it off once you've done your circular motion. And then I squeeze it together like so. I do the other end. And it doesn't matter what direction because they're easy to manipulate once you've done this part. Squeeze it together. And I want them both facing out like that. Generally squeeze the bottom. And right along with when you're taping your magnets, you can place a little E6000 in there. Probably would be helpful to do this little bitty bend, because the weights will hold that down, the weights of the magnets. Then you set that there, glue it on, let it sit. You'll have a beautiful butterfly. And this one is magnetized. You can put double-sided tape on these and put them on your wall. You can punch a hole with a needle or a push pin, put a piece of wire through, circle it off, tie it where you pushed it through, and you've got an ornament for your Christmas tree if you wanted to do butterflies for your tree. Here's some samples of some that I have printed off and used. They do have the color, but it also lets me see what my color options are for what looks I want. I've done the side butterfly, like right here. Like you'll see this little guy, this magnet. He's kind of cute. Really, it's up to you, and it's limitless. Whatever you like, whatever is fun. It's a good craft for kids. I never like to do a tutorial and say it is for kids because of the scissor aspect. I'd hate for a child to be hurt in any way. You can do a basic template if you prefer. This is one that I just cut out of, I think it was, I don't know, packaging cardboard, real thick. It's about twice as thick as cardstock. Drew it on there, cut it out, Now it's a template that I can design myself, and I don't need to use the stylus for all the details. I can just freehand it that way. And so for that one that I just showed you, this is what it would look like when you do the indentation on it when it's taped down. This is it cut out. And you know, as you're using that ball stylus, it's putting pressure on it and it will curl a bit like this. But all you have to do, straighten it out, side of something firm. Even after you've painted it, you can still do that. It won't damage it at all. I do like the little curl to it. It makes it easier to shape once you have painted it. You can shape it in any way you like. Just make it look like it is three-dimensional. And they're fun. It's a fun craft. It's cheap. Everybody has markers for the most part. Let's see what else. This is the wire that I like to use the most because it is so flexible. It has give. You can use this wire to also make ornaments. And that's pretty much it. So you've seen how this works. We just make our own laminate on an image that we like. We tape it down. We trace it. I'll show you what it looks like if you use a pen too. Sometimes it can actually be better. I have found that many of the aluminums have just a minute difference in their depth, width, thickness. Not sure what the word is exactly, but just show you doing a quick little marking here. Pens are more accessible. Not everybody has the ball stylus. So you can see using a pen does the same thing. And it doesn't matter if the pen gets a little ink on it. Generally, they don't. They don't write so well on aluminum. But like I said, you can do the antennas if it's a big one for sure, like this blue one. I just cut those antennas out and then you can bend them if you don't want to take those steps to put on the wire antenna. And really, honestly, everything is up to you. If you don't want to use wire, you want to use something else, I think they'd be fabulous. I think the more creative you get, the better. If you do create some, please send them to me. I'd love to see them. I'm always up for new ideas, new ways to do things. And here's another example of your pre-indent and going over it once it's done. Real simple and fun. Now I'm going to cut this one out and make a new butterfly to go on a birthday present for a friend. So I hope that this has been helpful. Oh, one other quick thing. You can also buy stencils at the craft store, and you can do it that way. It does change it up a little bit when you're doing the outline. It does make each section a little bit smaller, but this is a good way to create your own template if you chose to. Template similar to this one. Just trace it out. So that's basically it today for my aluminum can butterflies. If you like my content and would like to see more, please let me know by hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel. If people are interested in my crafts, I'll continue to make more videos. I look forward to showing you more creations. Thank you so much for watching.